I almost had to do a call in to my friend who's the national security advisor to the White House on China. And I'm like, hang on a sec, y'all. I'm going to have to call her to get an answer to this question because I can't answer that question. I mean, this is what I do for a living. And I'm like, y'all are like, you've just like blown me away with this.
세계에는 많은 대학교가 있고 그 대학교 학생들과 교수진 그리고 전통에 의해서 등급이 매겨집니다. 한국은 수능을 보거나 내신 성적으로 대학교를 가는 것이 가장 일반적인데요. 한국의 이런 제도와 비슷한 시스템이 해외에 있습니다. 국제 바칼로레아, 줄여서 IB라고 불리는 교육과정이 그것이죠. 1968년에 창설되어 스위스 제네바에 본부를 두고 있는 국제 대학 입학 자격 시스템입니다. 미국의 플로리다 대학교는 물론이며 전 세계 2,000여 개가 넘는 대학에서 인정하고 있는 프로그램이며 현재는 전 세계 중에 약 150개의 나라와 4,000곳이 넘는 초중고등학교에 적용되고 있으며 우리나라 역시도 일부 학교에서 이 프로그램을 적용하고 있는데요. 그럼 지금부터 한국에서 강의를 한 경험이 있는 샘 리처드 교수의 사례를 들어보겠습니다.
So I personally studied in an international baccalaureate program, and for what I know, the highest scores are always from Korea. Is IB a big thing in Korea, or is it just like a small part of the population that do it?
Since IB schools in Korea, they have only small population of students. It's very competitive to get there, and it's a privilege that most people, if they get into those colleges, it's their privilege. Their parents gonna be proud of you. If you go to Seoul National University, your school's gonna have flying cars for you.
So So there are the three top universities in Korea. They're called the Sky University. So it's Seoul National,
Seoul National, Korean University, and Yonsei University. Mm-hmm. Those are top three.
So when I was in Korea, Junho and I went to this Incheon International High School, and I gave a talk there. And you can see me somewhere in the middle. I think I'm in the, oh yeah, you can see me. There I am. Hang on. Right there. Dude, these students asked questions of me that I couldn't answer. There were 15-year-olds asking me questions to which I didn't have an answer. There was one question about U.S. foreign policy as it relates to China, and I almost had to do a call in to my friend who's the national security advisor to the White House on China. And I'm like, hang on a sec, y'all. I'm going to have to call her to get an answer to this question because I can't answer that question. I mean, this is what I do for a living. And I'm like, y'all are like, you've just blown me away with this. Hey, I want to go to a slightly different direction here. Can we go to the next slide? You all, in East Asian cultures, you have very much a community-oriented moral order. The sense of right and wrong is really built around what's right and wrong for the community. And, here in the West, it's much more individualist-oriented moral order, right? What's right and wrong for me? The most important thing or the best way to have an organized society is have each person put themselves out front in some way. This was my experience in Seoul. Right? Lots of traffic in Seoul. I kept saying every time I was in a car, I would say to people, yo, how come nobody's honking their horns? And they say, oh my God, no, it's terrible. The traffic's terrible. People are, and I'm like, they're not. As much time as I spent in cars, which was probably about a total in my 2 weeks in Seoul last May, maybe I was in cars for 10, 12 hours. I heard 2 horns. That's it. So that's an indication of this community-oriented moral. Go to the next slide. This is a meal right for these. I'm with some friends here. So these are the dishes for everybody. Basically, we're just eating. It's a communal meal. We're just eating together. You don't order your own separate dish. You order and other cultures do this as well. Obviously, it's not just Korea, but It's very community oriented, like you're all participating in that. Okay, now I'm going to ask, do you have anything you would add to that?
Like for example, when we go to like cafe or restaurant, we don't steal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, even if it's on the table, like it's our law that we don't touch others. Like even though like how expensive it is, like we don't steal it.
I'd like to add on it.
Yeah.
So like when I was back in Korea, I was studying at a cafe with my friend, and then I just left to like go to the bathroom, and then once I came back, just one guy came over to me and like whispered me like, my friend, she like touched my stuff, and I was like, oh, she's my friend. Like he thought she was stealing something.
Yeah.
And then like he came over to my friend, and then he was like, oh, it's not your stuff. And my friend was like, oh, okay.
Whoa. Did you?
No, I just wanted to add, like in Korea, I recently there are a lot of stores without a cashier. So you just have a machine, and people would have to go grab like whatever they want from like the shelves, and then just check out themselves without anyone supervising in the store. And the stores would go on for 24 hours. And just have a single security camera, but people wouldn't steal. They would just check out themselves and leave. Like get what you want, pay for it, and leave. No one steals it.
You just would never do. There was an ice cream shop across from where I was staying.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out the ice cream looked awesome, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I never got ice cream. I'm like, oh shit.
이처럼 한국의 도덕적인 관점은 사회학으로 명성이 자자한 샘 리처드 교수까지 감탄하게 했습니다. 그럼 지금부터 샘 리처드 교수의 강의 영상을 본 외국인들의 반응 살펴보겠습니다. 저는 이 수업을 여러 번 보고 있습니다. 그리고 전 1983년에 한국에 살면서 아내를 만나 결혼을 했어요. 지난 40년 동안 한국을 왔다 갔다 했는데 정말 믿을 수 없는 변화에 놀라곤 합니다. 한국은 6,000년의 역사를 가지고 있고 많은 고대 문서에 따르면 세계 최초의 문명화되고 있는 선진국일 겁니다. 그에 비해 중국은 3,000년이 되었죠. 다시 말하자면 중국은 한국과 비교했을 때 그냥 아이입니다. 한국 대학 입시의 치열한 경쟁에 대해 한국 학생들의 삶은 전쟁 중인 군인들과 매우 비슷하며 그들이 가진 모든 것을 가지고 전쟁을 이겨내야 합니다. 그래서 한국의 학생들이 세계의 경쟁에서도 최상위권이 될 수밖에 없는 것이죠. 물론 그로 인해서 한국이 조금 삭막하게 느껴질 수도 있지만 인류가 앞서 나가기 위해서라면 그들의 능력이 필요할 것입니다. 오늘의 영상은 이것으로 마치겠습니다. 영상이 유익하셨다면 좋아요, 알림 설정 한 번씩 부탁드리겠습니다.